What's up, guys? This is Jock from Cool Movie Reviews, and today I'm back with another movie review. And I know I've been gone for a minute, but today we're going to be reviewing Top Gun Maverick. Was it good or was it whack? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Cue the intro. Alright, I'm back, guys, and like I said, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am Jock from Cool Movie Reviews, and we mainly review movies, but we also review shows. So I'm getting into the show aspect and checking out a couple of shows that we'll be reviewing here soon once the season's end. I did my last video was on Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and then my next one will be Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons. Two good shows. I still got my complaints about both of them. One more than the other, but that's a whole other video. But anyway, we're here for Top Gun, right? So let's just get into the review. All right. So this is Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to Top Gun that was created back in 1986, starring Tom Cruise, and everybody knows who Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise is one of them. He's an A-list actor, and if you don't know who Tom Cruise is, you're either super young or you've been living on a rock. So just whatever, right? But I got a confession to make. My first time actually seeing Top Gun was 3 months ago. And I'm a movie dude, right? And I tried to watch Top Gun like years ago, but I guess I just couldn't really get into it. So I decided, you know what? Let me try it out. So I checked it out. And basically Top Gun is about Lieutenant Pete Maverick, who is part of the Navy Special Fighters Club, and they're basically training for special, unique missions. And the whole premise of the movie is you got a ragtag group of guys that are in the Navy, young, eager, and wanting to do things. Now the thing about Mr. Maverick is he's very flashy. He likes to show out. He's a great fighter pilot, but he's very dangerous too. So in the original one, the biggest plot line in the original one, he had his best friend, and they were doing a training mission, and he ultimately got his best friend killed, okay? And his best friend has a son, and he left a son and a wife. So the first one was okay. It was, like I said, it was 1986. It was good for that time. You know what I mean? Dudes running around with their shirts and the women going crazy, blah, 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 right? Let's fast forward, okay? Now, Top Gun Maverick came out, I think, I want to say, let me look at my notes, 2022. Now, I think I could have got a press pass for this film, but I didn't. For some reason, I just didn't. So it came out May 27th, so it's like a couple of months ago, right? And it is, the art direction, it's actually directed by, I think it's Joseph Kosinski. And I know Tom Cruise had some type of say in the direction of how the film went. But when I say this film, guys, for a sequel film, was amazing. And I heard rumblings, I heard other folks' reviews, but you got to see it for yourself. And I kind of was like, whatever. Do I really want to watch it? Let's see when it comes out on streaming. But guys, this movie was fantastic, man. And I heard that it was one of the greatest sequels that's been made, and I think it grossed $1 billion. I actually let me see. I actually want to look at this up real quick. Now, this is something I don't usually do, but I think this actually, the budget was $170 million. So I think it did gross $1 billion because I think this is Tom Cruise's first movie that ever grossed $1 billion. So shout out to Tom Cruise, man. It's a big achievement for any movie, but just for anything to gross $1 billion, it had to be good. So the same premise, right? The premise is a very simple story. Like, sometimes you can do things simple and it be fantastic. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things and it just sucks, okay? Simple. It almost mirrored the same premise, but this time Pete Maverick is training a young group of new naval fighters, and they are tagged to go on this special mission to destroy a specific thing in a specific country. Now, that's the only thing I'm going to give y'all. Spoilerized, because it's not a spoiler review. So I want y'all to go in here with a fresh mind. But when I'm looking at this movie, I'm looking at the small details of they stayed true to the original movie. Even though the original movie came out, 30 years ago? However long that was? It was a long time ago, right? it stayed true to its roots from the essence of the film, from the beginning of once the beginning credits started rolling, and you see the first shot, and you hear that famous song that Top Gun is famous for. You've heard this song on San Andreas, video games. This is a famous song. That's a band that's famous, but it really got famous when Top Gun came out. So when I'm watching this movie, I'm like, okay, Tom Cruise is captured the essence of this movie. Like, I'm serious. Now, funny thing is, Tom Cruise, I don't know if you know this, Tom Cruise does his own stunts. So you can tell in this movie he was doing his own stunts. But go deeper a little bit in the plot. His best friend's son actually joins the naval program. So as Tom Cruise is training them, Tom Cruise is, of course, going through the trials and tribulations of trying to teach a new generation of fighter pilots the new ways and the old ways. And Maverick is one of the best naval pilots to ever come through the Navy. Matter of fact, he is so good in the movie. They say his rank he should be a senator now, but he's just a regular lieutenant. Like, hey, I'm good with being simple. I'm good with working in my bunker on my planes, and I'm good with chilling. And so he's been tasked to do this. Now, the reason why he was been tasked to do this is because at the beginning of the movie, he did something that really almost could have got him kicked out the Navy. Matter of fact, it should have got him kicked out the Navy. He destroyed something that was like, man, dude, if that was anybody else, you probably would have been fired if your skills wasn't that good. So they tasked him to do it. Now, the suspense, the way they shot this movie was shot amazing. It almost made me feel like I was in a fighter pilot with them. I was in the plane with them. Like, some of the stunts they were doing, it had me on edge. I was like, I said, I shouldn't be like this with no sequel. Like, I shouldn't be like this with no movie these days, because movies these days, to me, they don't capture that magic. They don't capture that particular essence of it. So when I'm looking at this movie, I'm like, man, you did it. You did it. Good job, Tom Cruise. Another thing is, like I said, it was shot beautifully. The angles that they were getting when people was in the planes, and then, if anything about fighter pilots, if they go too high, they pass out. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I just see what I see on TV. But the storyline was dope. It was amazing. And like I said, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to give you too much spoilers. I just want you to go in with a fresh mind. So let's get to the things I didn't like. Jock, did you have any things you didn't like? Not really. I'm going to be honest with you. It started a little slow, but if you watch the first one, you'll get it. But you really don't have to watch the first one. I say you can watch the first one just to see who the characters' names are and who the characters are. But you can go on this one with just fresh eyes. Like, literally. It'll make you a fan of the Top Gun series. But it wasn't really too much stuff I didn't like. So it is streaming. Well, it's not streaming yet. You can rent it on Vudu. I watched it on Vudu. Vudu is a app that is basically owned by Fandango, but it's not streaming yet on Netflix or any other platform. But I would say, yes, it's worth paying that little $4.99 that I paid. It was worth every freaking penny of it. Go watch this movie, man. If you got a Friday night, you ain't doing nothing. Where I'm at, I know it's homecoming. Shout out to TSU. But if you're not doing anything, and you and your wife or your husband or whatever, whatever you do, you watch it with your dog, your cat, your partner. Go check out Maverick, man. Spend that little $4.99 to check it out. So that's my review of Maverick. If you liked it, man, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a like. It puts me in the algorithm and help me get to, man, at least 30 or 40 subscribers by at least November. So, man, anyway, this is your boy Jock from Cool Movie Reviews, and I am out. Peace.